Okay, guys. How are you guys?
I'm fine.
Fine, Riska. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Now
you.
I will tell you about story bawang putih, bawang merah. Do you know bawang putih, bawang merah?
Yes, I know
Yes, I
a
know.
little bit.
Oh, sister and stepsister. Okay.
Uh,
I will start in now. Oh, bentar.
Yeah.
In the assigned time, live a little family. The family consists of father, mother, and a beautiful girl named Bawang Putih. They are a harmonious and happy family despite his father work an ordinary merchant. One day, the happiness in this family was lost because the mothers died. Bawang Putih was very sad because he was very fond of her mother. Her father was also so sad because he loved his wife so much. Bawang Putih's mother died. Her house was visited frequently by a widow who had a daughter named Bawang Merah. The widow often came with Bawang Merah to the Bawang Putih's home by bringing food, helping to clean the house, and chatting with Bawang Putih's father. Finally, the father thinks that he should marry the widow and met the widow as a new mother for Bawang Putih. He asked for consideration of the proposal to Bawang Putih. After being allowed, her father immediately carried out the marriage. They become a new family and live in the house. At first, the mother and Bawang Merah have Bawang Putih very well. However, the good behavior did not be last long. Soon, the Bawang Merah and her mother, uh, what is word? Bawang Merah and her mother began to show their bad attitude. Bawang Putih was often scolded and given heavy work when the father went to trade. She had to do a lot of housework while the Bawang Merah just sit and did not work at all. However, the situation was very told by her to his father, so Bawang Putih continued to the trade badly Bawang Merah and her mother. One day, his father was sick and passed away. Since then, Bawang Putih was treated worse than before. Bawang Putih almost never had a break every day. In the morning, she had to get up in order to prepare breakfast and the water for Bawang Merah and her mother. Later, she also gave eating to livestock, washing clothes, and even watering the entry garden. And although she should do many works, she always did it happily. She hoped with such sincerity, her mother would love her sincerely someday. Mm, wait, I forgot this story. Oh, on the morning, Bawang Putih went to the river to wash the clothes. She was so excited and washed furiously because of the getting too excited. She was not aware that there was a shirt that was away. She realized the shirt had been washed away. Then the flow carried it far enough. Later, the she pursued, but in did get Dessert, she felt helpless and immediately went home. Dessert was her mother's favorite. Of course, the mother was angry and told her to took for dessert until she could find it. Bawang Putih came back to the river and walked to the west, so seek her mother's favorite dessert. She walked along the river up to tens of kilometers. After that, Bawang Putih suddenly saw someone who was bathing the buffalo in the river. She asked the man about the clothes were washed away. Let, Later, he was informed the shirt driving and it was not far from, from where he was standing. At the moment, Bawang Putih immediately ran down the river and to find the shirt. It was getting dark and the Bawang Putih found a home. Because completely exhausted, she decided to take a break in the house. Apparently, it housed an old lady who had previously found the shirt. The old lady wanted to return the shirt to her, but she should accompany the old lady during a week. She agreed to stay with the lady for a week. Within a week, she made the old lady to be happy because she was diligent and never complained even though felt so tired. After accompanying for a week, she was given a pumpkin as the gift. When the opening it, she was very surprised because there was so much gold and gifts. She immediately went home and told the happening to her mother and also Bawang Merah. However, the gold and jewels that she got immediately seized and she was forced to tell where the jewelry could be obtained. Bawang Putih immediately said that she got it from an old lady who lived near the river. In the next day, Bawang Merah came to Dad's house and stayed for a week like that Bawang Putih did. However, because Bawang Merah a lazy girl, an old lady given different pumpkin from Bawang Putih. Bawang Merah did not care and Bawang Merah immediately went to home, opened the pumpkin with her mother. Apparently, the content was not gems or gold, but the venomous snake that bit or Bawang Merah and the mother both of them died because of their greed. After the happening, Bawang Putih was living alone, but she was more calm and lived happily with its gold and worms. Okay, maybe that's my story. I can
Mhm.
for the more story. Next,
Me?
Next, I am. Uh, okay.
Okay.
Um, how are you, friends?
I'm good.
Uh, I'm good.
Today I want to tell about. Here are four opinions on the origin of the name Bogor. Bogor, the names of one of the cities and regency in West Java, is no strange to the earth. The cities which is nicknamed the city of rain has two regions, namely the city of Bogor, which is led by the mayor, and the regency of Bogor, which is led by a regent. Bogor City has an area of 118 square kilometers, while Bogor Regency has an area of 2000 six, uh, 2664 square kilometers. This are which is not far from the capital city has a number of interesting historical and tourist attractions. Sidonia trace to pin of the origin of the name Bogor, which is somewhat from various sources. Easterns of that there are four opinions that mention the origin of the name Bogor reporting from the official the kabupaten.co.id official. In 1745, the foreigners of the Bogor community originally come from Night Statement. Night Statement group combined of Vernon Baron Pan to become the core of the communication of Bogor Agency. At the time, the region of the Mangwarta Mangsa tried to improve the quality of the entertainment and welfare of the people based on archery by Jing Omsenal from Ciliwung to Cihampar and from Nangewer to Kalibaru, Kalimulya. Expansions to make the river canal were continued around the center of the government, but in 1754, the center was located in Tanah Baru and then moved to Sukahati, present day Empang village. You know, guys, Empang village.
I didn't know. I don't know.
There are very hmm. There are first opinions about the name Bogor itself. One opinion statement of the Bogor comes from the word which means cow and the grounds. That there is education of the cow statue in the Bogor Botanical Gardens. Another opinion statement that the names Bogor come from the word Bokor, which means enau, kaum trisam. The opinion about its own message and reasons is the belief by ever expect to be true. Uh, Rip Harik stole Iskandar and the group of 21 banis in rest from Depok. However, it is the basis of historical record that on April 1752, the word Bogor appeared in the document written on the Negeri Bogor, which means the head of the Bogor village. In the document, it is also now that the village has a location in the location of the botanical garden itself. So when the name Bogor, according to various opinions, come from the word, the official myth of the Dutch colonials, the historical journey of Bogor Regency is closely related to the era of the kingdom that once ruled in the region. It's the first four centers. Sri Baduga Maharaja was now, as the king was started the era of the Pajajaran kingdom. The king was famous for the taxing of highly respected an actor, who personally Science then successfully record in the history of the kingdoms that have ruled in regions, namely Tarumanegara Kingdom, Galuh Kingdom, Sunda Kingdom, Kawali Kingdom, and Pajajaran Kingdom. For a historical perspective, Bogor Regency is one of the area that is the center of the old kingdom in Indonesia. Mm, record of the Song dynasty in China and inscriptions found in the Battle of the Citarum River with the Cisadane River. Mm, so that I reached as early as the first half of the 5th century AD in the regions where had been a form of government. The long history of the Song dynasty, recorded in 430, 433, 434, and 437. The kingdom of Holaton sent efforts to China. Historian from Dr. Slamet Muljana in his book From Holaton to Jayakarta consults the Hollands is a Chinese translation of the word, and the kingdom is one of the oldest Hindu kingdoms on the island of Java. The Citarum inspection is evidence of the historical transport of the power from the Arthur Kingdom to the Tarumanegara Kingdom under King Purnawarman around the last half of 4th Sabbath. Other impressions from Purnawarman are the kebun kopi inspects in Cibung Bulang district, the Jambu inspection on Kolengkak Hill, Pasir Ginting, Lewiliang, and the Lebak inspection in the middle of the Sidanghiang Raipur, Banten province. In the 16th and 17th countries of the Tarumanegara Kingdom was a sole ruler of, of the West Java regions. After Tarumanegara, in the following countries, the famous kingdom that had expressed in Tanah Pesundan, West Java, were Sunda, Pajajaran, Galuh, and Kawai. Everything is inspectable from um, the Bogor area and its surroundings. The history of the early establishment of Bogor Regency was set on June 3, which was influenced by the death of the famous king of Pajajaran, namely Sri Baduga Maharaja, which was held on Baduga Maharaja Juni 3, 1482 for nice day, call it the Pada Bhakti ceremony. I think next guys, Irvan.
Mhm. Okay, this is my turn. I want to tell you about the pros and cons of social media. Test.
Yes.
I want to tell about the pros and cons of social media.
Okay.
Just like the name, social media is a tools on internet that you can use to keep in touch with your social circle. It is also a place for you share anything about your social life. There are so many kinds of social media such Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, X, FM, and also LinkedIn. Each of them has its own unique features and function. Society, especially teenager, is now clinging tightly to social media. Uh, it is uh, it is talk social media about the world, and it is on social media they currently but their life and career. This condition creates a huge change in the society. Regardless of whether or not this change is good, some people are actually concerned about this matter and start to think of the pros and cons of social media thoroughly. There is no doubt about the benefit of using social media. The simplicity that we experience to keep in touch with our friend or relative is definitely so precious. More importantly, as it links every user through the internet, its coverage is worldwide, which mean we can we can mm, still connect to our beloved ones even though he or she is currently in a holiday in another country. And the best part is it doesn't take any additional cost. It is completely free. Just imagine how much money that we can save from this factor only. Stream of information is another huge advantage of social media. With the development of social media, it is now more than just a tool to communicate with someone. There are so many accounts such as on Instagram and Twitter who who post some up to date news on daily basis. This way, all active user of social media will be able to keep up with the news of the world. Social media else provides opportunities for a lot of people to make a living. It is a common knowledge that nowadays there are a lot of people making actual income through social media. by become a superstar on it such as Instagram celebrity or vlogger in YouTube. Besides professional social media, such as LinkedIn allow its user to build 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 a social profile and connect it with companies around the world who make require their talents and service. It means that social media open up various opportunities for a lot of people to make a living through it. Uh, in the other side, with all amazing features that social media has, it can also be considered as too attractive that it can lead to something negative at the end. It it is no longer a secret that nowadays our young generation have a very strong attachment toward social media. They spend hours in a day just keep scrolling on their smartphone, screen checking, name feeds on their social media account. Some of them even cannot live a day without it. This level of addiction can be dangerous for them because they may have waste for of their precious time with without they even release, which may cost them uh, uh, without it. This some reason research on social media uh, found out that social media have negative effects mm, on mental health of teenagers. One of the most common effect is the FOMO syndrome. FOMO syndrome stands for fear of missing out, which mean that someone has the anxiety of being left behind and not knowing the latest update of anything around them. This condition keeps their brain in alert mode almost all the time, which will affect their physical health at the end. It is proven by research from the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, which show us that teenagers who spend most of their time on social media are more likely to experience sleeping problem and depression. Social media may have its benefit for its user, but if the user are not smart enough to protect themselves, social media can also to be dangerous for them as the user of social media. We need to consider our action when we want to use it because no matter what happened at the end, social media is merely a tool. We are the one who have control over it. Okay, maybe that's I can say about the pros and cons of social media. So, do you have any question?
I think I know. Maybe Adele.
Okay, no problem. Adele, do you have
No.
any question? Okay, no
Fun.
problem.
Okay, guys, we end the conversation. See you guys.
How
See
long?
you.
Okay.
Oh my god.